Welcome back to the stream. Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to talk about a variety of topics, but this first topic, don't buy a $19,000 Tesla vehicle. We're going to walk through some of the use cases or some of the real world scenarios between comparing a Tesla vehicle that has depreciated a ton, like maybe a $24,000 or $20,000 Tesla Model 3 or Model Y after the $4,000 tax credit, and kind of compare and contrast the two different options between buying a used one or a brand new one. So we're going to talk about that plus a variety of topics. But before we do that, let's roll that intro really quick. All right, so thanks for watching another stream. Thanks for watching another video. My name is Dennis, and I love talking about Tesla deal hacking, as I like to call it, but basically just getting the best deal on Tesla at the best financing rate. So definitely hit that subscribe if you're interested, and definitely check out my Patreon link down below in the description where you can support the channel and get access to the ultimate Tesla buying guide out there with all the best interest rates for financing a used Tesla. And today's live stream is partnered with Mint Mobile, where you can save money on your mobile phone plan for as low as $15 a month, but more on that later. So big caveat, big preface for all of this. This only applies if you're financing a vehicle. If you're paying cash, I would say if you're paying cash and if you qualify for that $4,000 used EV tax credit, go buy one of these used vehicles. I actually was fortunate enough to be able to see one of these vehicles this past week, and I would say it was not bad. I mean, what can you expect for a Tesla vehicle with over 70 to 80,000 miles? But it still was pretty decent. And if I was paying cash for a vehicle, if I had it just sitting in my bank account ready to go, maybe I would be going for one of these vehicles, maybe one of these Hertz vehicles, or maybe a Model Y that was under a certain price point. But what I wanted to do is I wanted to kind of itemize like which Tesla vehicle, like the one that makes the most sense, like a Model 3 long range rural drive, because it qualifies for that $7,500 federal tax credit. It qualifies for a lower APR promotional rate, like 1.99, 2.99, or 3.9. And you can get an extra $1,000 off by using a Tesla referral code, just like the one down below in the description, to get an extra $1,000 off a Model 3, Model Y, S, or even X. And thank you to everybody that's used our Tesla referral code in the past. So I wanted to compare and contrast. If we took a similar setup, like same down payments, same financing, or of course you can't do same financing because a used financing is going to be way higher. If not, we'll just take the industry, actually it's not even industry average, but we'll just use a round number and compare it against financing a used Tesla vehicle, like one of these 2023, 2022 vehicles that are going to be in that mid to like $24,000 to $25,000 price range, and kind of compare the pros and cons between the two and what I would recommend if you 100,000% had to finance the vehicle and you're not paying cash. If you're paying cash, I actually recommend just buy one of these used ones and move on and go on with it. But if you're financing, if you have to finance, it's a little bit of a different scenario and different situation. So the first one is this. Let's kind of go over a used scenario and see what that might actually look like. So we'll use a roundabout number like $24,000 used Tesla Model 3 or Model Y, 72 months at 7.88%. I think that's being a little generous. I feel like most interest rates, especially for used financing, is going to be way higher. Like the industry average is 11% for used vehicles. So I would say it's probably way higher, but we can see roundabout numbers using California, 10.5% sales tax. That's probably a little bit higher. That's going to give you a monthly payment of $350 a month with putting nothing down. And the big thing with this is that in the total interest you're going to be paying over 72 months, it's going to be over $5,000. So this is taking maybe one of these used Tesla Model 3s. There's plenty of them out there. Hertz is probably your low cost provider. And I'm going to make a video because we actually went to Hertz, and I'll give you my thoughts on seeing one of these in person. And I got to say, not bad. And actually Hertz doesn't necessarily play too many games either, so there's not a lot of fees on top of that. But switching and a little bit of off course there. But switching to a Model 3 long range real world drive, probably the best deal that you can get at the moment. What's the deal here? Because there's 1.99, 2.99, and also 3.99 at 84 months. Now, definitely recommended, not recommended 84-month financing because you're going to be paying a lot more interest. But if you take a look at it, because taking a look at the used side at 7.99% interest, you're paying over $5,000 in interest. So if we were to take a Model 3 long-range rear-wheel drive and go 3.99% at 84 months, you can see the interest is about the same, if not less. So I would say maybe it is worth it to jump into a brand new one. But the big caveat here is that the monthly payment is going to be $464 a month and 45 cents using some rough numbers and estimates. But this should be a pretty accurate number because especially where you're at, because 10.5% sales tax is higher than most states out there. So you can see the difference between the two, the used one at $350 and the new one at $464. Of course, that is, I put both of them on a chart so you can see them kind of apples to oranges back and forth. The used one is on the left side with the bonus $4,000 used EV tax credit. If you were to pay for cash, it'd be $24,000, 0 down, 7.99, and a monthly payment of $350.57. But a new one, MSRP $42,490, you get the $7,500 federal tax credit. You get the $1,000 Tesla referral code, just like the one down below in the description in the live stream chat. And you can click it open and then go to pick a inventory vehicle and it will apply right away at that $1,000. And you can see cash price would be around this price and 0 down, 3.99% financing at $464 a month for a brand new Tesla, or a difference of $114 give or take. Now, the question is, yes, $114 is a good amount of money, and it's actually about 30% more of a monthly payment going from a used one to a new one. But what comes with that, right? I mean, there's a lot of pros to buying a new vehicle. You get warranty on the 4 years of 50,000 mile warranty, bumper to bumper, and you can basically take it to Tesla and they give you a loaner, just like how we're in a loaner right now because our Cybertruck is in service. And you get warranty on the battery, 8 years, 120,000 or 150 miles. You have peace of mind there on that side. You get the latest technology. You don't have to worry about the screen or anything like that. It's the latest and greatest from Tesla. And also you really, I think the biggest thing to me is you get peace of mind. You don't have to worry about one of these higher mileage Tesla vehicles. Now, even though they are pretty good, something could happen. Now, before we get all excited about a new one, the Hertz one does come with a 1 year, 12,000 mile warranty. So still better than nothing, but certainly it's not as good as a 4 year, 50,000 mile warranty. So let's talk about some of the cons, right? So it's more expensive across the board. It's a bigger down payment, it's a bigger monthly payment, it's a bigger MSRP, maybe insurance could be more expensive, maybe by a little bit as well. So there's a lot of things here, but there's no maintenance, at least in the first couple of years. You're not going to be paying too much. And the second con is it's going to be harder to qualify to finance a brand new Tesla. It's a bigger loan amount, bigger down payment, 10 to 20%. And so the banks might look at your income more heavily and see if you can actually afford the vehicle or not. So those are the kind of two. And so that's why I would say, if you're financing, then I would take a serious look at a brand new one. But if you're paying cash, then I think the best way is going with a used one because you get most value of the vehicle, especially if you qualify for that $4,000 used EV tax credit on top of that, and you don't have to pay like 7.99% financing. But definitely some pretty interesting stuff. Let me know what your thoughts on it. Let me know what you're thinking. And of course, don't forget, if you're looking to buy a Tesla very soon, don't forget to use a Tesla referral code, just like the one down below in the description, so you can get an extra $1,000 off. All you have to do is click the link in the description first, load it up on your browser, then head over to inventory websites like Tesla and find a demo discounted vehicle, one that already has a $1,000 to $2,000 discount. That's what I would do if I were to buy a Tesla. And I'm waiting for Q4 to see if some of the deals actually get a little bit better. But in some other Tesla news and some mildly interesting, Shaq just picked up his second Tesla Cybertruck. And look at that. He did a lot of different mods, actually. He did some underglow lights. He already did the front RGB. I don't know which shop he went to. And on top of that, he did the Unplugged performance carbon fenders in gloss. So really cool to see all the different things that Tesla is doing, or sorry, that Shaq is doing with his Tesla Cybertruck. Here's another interesting wrap. In case you missed it, this is a matrix wrap on a Tesla Cybertruck. Pretty interesting to see as well. But we're going to jump into the next topic. Before we get into our next topic, I've been trying to save money lately, and that's why we talk about this channel, trying to get the best deal on a Tesla. And I've been looking at our subscriptions like YouTube Premium, Netflix, trying to figure out how I could save some money every single month. And cutting expenses, it's kind of hard. We've been trying to rack our brain together and figure out how. That's why I'm so intrigued with our channel partner, Mint Mobile. They offer premium wireless starting at $15 a month. And I can get high-speed data and unlimited talk and text on the nation's largest 5G network, and I can even bring my own phone along with my current number and existing contracts. I'm sacrificing nothing. I've used Mint Mobile a ton, and I switched my second line to Mint Mobile, and I've been using it to watch YouTube and play podcasts on our daily commute and haven't noticed any drop in speed. And I can't tell the difference. So how hard is it to switch service? Big Wireless wants you to think it's actually hard, but it's not at all. Switching to Mint is super easy thanks to digital eSIM cards, which most of you now have. You can sign up and activate immediately right on your phone from the comfort of your home. If your phone doesn't have an eSIM, Mint will ship you a new SIM card for free. So if you want to save little money without the sacrifice, go to trymintmobile.com/DennisCW, also linked down below in the description, to get premium wireless for just $15 a month when you purchase a 3-month plan. Thank you to Mint for partnering, and let's get on to the next topic. Thanks for that, everyone. Tesla54, thanks for coming in. Dr. Russ, thank you for coming by. Brother Codes, great point, and thank you for dropping by. John and Crypto, thank you for dropping by as well. On top of that, we've got a new video that is out. If you're in the California area, there's 2 great videos that give you a lot of knowledge on the incentives and rebates for both having an EV or installing a EV charger and also upgrading your panel. 2 separate videos right here with Smart Plug EV. If you don't know who Smart Plug EV, it's my recommended EV charger, Tesla authorized and trained electrician. It's important to you get a Tesla authorized one because you get a longer warranty with Tesla on that specific EV charger. If you're interested in the Southern California area, hit up Mario, the owner. Hit up the number on this screen right here. You can text them off of the Yelp page and ask for the Dennis deal so they know where you're coming from. But 2 great videos if you're interested in seeing the step-by-step process on the panel upgrade, because SoCal gives you $4,200, and EV chargers you can get up to $1,200, which we actually got for installing ours in Los Angeles. So 2 really good videos that are out there. And a great point. Sorry, I just saw that, Brother Codes. Tesla's under 2020 charge slow on a road trip. Yeah, 100%. That's actually a good point. Like on a used one, if you buy the older technology, you get slower charging, slower range, especially if you pick one of these standard range ones, you're going to feel that. And so unless it's a vehicle that you're just putting around town, like an errand vehicle, you're really going to feel the range, because if you do any road trip, it's going to hurt. Tesla 54, that's why I buy new, but I would love to get a low mileage cheap Plaid 2023. Cash is king. Yeah, definitely Model S, because they haven't really changed anything. So you're still getting like the current version if you get like a 2021, late 2021 or 2022. Dr. Russ, I took a Model Y in Highland out for a test drive the other day. Liked the 3 better, but I did a demo ride in a 2024 Prius Prime. Well impressed. And then with that as well. I mean, Toyota is really good actually. Prius, Camry. I mean, if you do not have a home charger set up level 2 or at your work or at your house, I would say just go buy a hybrid, because a lot of these gas mileage that they can get up there, really good. Tesla 54 2023 was 6,600 miles for 75K. Good deal. Is it a Plaid? I would say so. That sounds pretty good. John, speaking of mods, what is the light kit you have in the interior of your Cybertruck? It is the Stars in the Ceiling. It's actually a shop in LA called Stars in the Ceiling. They do the kit and they do everything from start to finish. And ask for the Dennis deal so they know where you're coming from. Crypto, thanks for coming in. Tesla 54. I still think the best deal is a lease Model 3 Performance in November. It's new and very nice. Thoughts? Yeah, 100%. I would say if the deal gets better, which I think it will, I would say maybe, leasing, I guess you would have to compare between the both of them to see if it actually makes sense between financing or leasing. Part of me still thinks financing is a better move versus leasing because of what could happen at the end of the lease with the lease inspection. In this next topic, Tesla Model Y prices are crashing. We've hit a new low for Tesla Model Ys, and now we can actually see that they're down to under $20,000. Let's take a look at it, because if you're just joining in, my name is Dennis. I love talking about Tesla deal hacking, so definitely hit that subscribe if you're interested. Shout out to Value Analyst for posting this. Use Model Y under $20,000, specifically $19,450. I had no idea prices have gotten this low under Model Ys, and so now there's probably a ton of Model Ys that qualify for the $4,000 used EV tax credit. Taking a look at cars.com, taking it and sorting it by lowest price, we can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so a good amount of them that are under that $40,000 or under that $25,000 threshold, which then qualifies it for that $4,000 used EV tax credit. Like this one, if this is not a scammer, if this is real, 2021 Tesla Model Y, only 28,000 miles on it for $24,000. Use websites like Tenet or Key Savvy, link down below in the description, so you can get that $4,000 used EV tax credit as well with a private seller. You can see prices are starting to go lower and lower, and so this is pretty exciting because, I was possibly thinking about getting a Model 3 daily driver, something to put around to replace the Model X. I'm still deciding between a brand new Model 3 Performance or just a used one because we've got the Cybertruck. We don't need two crazy cars, but I mean, a Model Y would be great as well. It would be a great daily driver because it would be that much, a little bit more comfortable than a older Model 3. Taking a look at Car Gurus, we can see prices year over year for all listings for used vehicles. We can see that Tesla Model Y has dropped 26% in prices year over year over the past prices. So certainly my recommendation is still the same. If you're paying cash, then yes, go for one of these vehicles. But if you're financing with the average interest rate on a used vehicle at 11%, I would say just buy a new one. And that's what we talked about in the beginning of this between a used Model 3 versus a new Model 3. But definitely some pretty interesting stuff. Let me know what your thoughts on it. Let me know what you're thinking. We're going to jump into the live stream comments. When 0%, 72 months for Model Y? Great question. I would say it's going to be, I don't know if they get down to 0, but who knows? Fingers crossed, Q4, November. For Arcon, I think I might pull the trigger on a Lucid, given that they have a sub 600 a month lease for 24 or 35 months. I mean, that's not a bad deal. And especially if you're leasing it, you're not really necessarily taking too much risk. Is that 0 down for 600 months? $600 a month? Dr. Russ, I did upgrade my home electric service to installing chargers. May pull the trigger on a 3 next week. Would get approximately $15K total incentives. That's insane. I would love to see a breakdown of your deal at the end of that. Farrakhan gross 138,000 miles on a Model Y, and it's still $19K. Yeah, it's a little tough out there. And so I would say, I think at this point, I would be comfortable with like a used Tesla with like 70 to 80,000 miles and drive it up to 120, 130. But I don't know if I would go for one that has like 150,000 miles plus, because that's a lot of mileage on it, and you don't really know what has happened to it throughout the years or anything like that. So certainly it's a little tough to get in a vehicle that old, because things could go wrong at the end of the day. But definitely some pretty interesting stuff. Let me know what your thoughts on it. If you're looking for the lowest monthly payment for your Tesla, that's what channel sponsors like Tenet come into play. Tenet is an approved Tesla financing partner and can get you the lowest monthly payment for your Tesla. If you want to see what their offer is, hit the apply button on the top right to do a soft credit or soft inquiry check. So definitely check out Tenet, and thank you to Tenet for sponsoring this video and a bunch of other videos this month. Ryan, with how much vehicles depreciate, would it be really worth it to buy new? I would say so. I mean, I think you're okay in 3 years. It's going to drop down to like $25,000 and you'll be able to sell it or really hold it all the way for 10 years. That's what probably makes the most sense. Dr. Ruz, buying new makes sense for me as I don't plan to sell it, just drive the wheels off of it. Yeah, I mean, it's always been recommended to drive a vehicle all the way to 5 or 10 years because the longer you keep it, the less money it is over that course of that 10 years, and it makes the most sense. But thanks for jumping in, everybody. Thanks for supporting. Thanks for hitting the like button in the comments and everything, and I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.